water.
I can't believe it. I heard a dwarven Grey Warden came to Orzammar and I couldn't help but hope. Look at you, my little sister, a battle-scarred veteran, and with quite the unusual entourage.
Rika, is that you under all those jewels?
Can you imagine? As of last month, I'm a royal concubine to House Iduken. They've moved Mother and me into the palace. You could fit our whole neighborhood just in the bathing room. I wish you could meet little Endrin, but they don't let me bring him outside the royal nursery.
Wait, what? Wait, you're a mother?
Little Endrin was born right before his grandfather died. His grandfather, the king. Can you believe it? My son is an Iduken. The future king of Orzammar spends his nights in my bed. Barat was a toad.
I do not like
but I
this
have to
system.
thank him for teaching me to read, dance, massage, and whatever else Balin sees in me.
How is Mother and Les?
Mother is... Mother. We have everything we could want now, but... Well, you know what they say. You can't leave Dusttown if you always take it with you. And I haven't seen Lesky since you left. Balin doesn't like me spending time off the estate.
He knows how to take care of himself.
What about you? Has life been hard up there? All the news from the surface says terrible things are happening. Darkspawn attacks and a civil war among the humans.
I need to talk to whoever's in charge.
No one is, sad to say. I hate this. Until there's a king, the Assembly would let the world collapse rather than bow to anyone's better judgment. But I can introduce you to Vartag Gavorn. He's Balin's chief lieutenant. He could help you if anyone could.
Take me to him.
He may be suspicious at first. Don't take it personally. It's been so hard to tell who's against us.
Better with someone introducing.
I'm at the Assembly. This is no place for a woman. What do you mean by this?
Vartag, I want you to meet my sister. She's a Grey Warden and comes from the surface with terrible news.
Of course. I wasn't thinking. It would be hard not to notice the Grey Warden and her eclectic entourage. I hear you seek the aid of Orzammar's finest.
This treaty obliges Orzammar to send troops to the surf. I need aid against the blight.
Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Can I talk to Balin?
You must understand, Haramont hides behind his good reputation while sending
Okay, what is
spies
going
and
on
assistants.
next?
Balin can't know who to trust. It's been like a knife in the heart for Balin to see so many of his father's men stand with the usurper.
I thought King Endrin himself supported Haramont.
That hurts worst of all. That Haramont would take advantage of the dying king's delirium to plant such poisonous suspicions against his own son. After that, you understand why Balin cannot trust the word of a stranger, however close to family that stranger might be.
I'm not a spy.
Would you be willing to prove that? Haramont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Haramont's deception.
Irrefutable evidence, which I suppose you have?
I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
What kind of evidence?
Haramont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmi. Haramont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Haramont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Where did you get the notes?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
Is there someone you could report them to?
Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. As I'm sure you remember, their libraries hold all our laws and records. They should be the final arbiters of this debate. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Harrowmont's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion.
He'll hold distant relatives over his duty.
From what your sister says, I'm sure I don't have to tell you the importance of family. The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Balin's help, you'll have to show where your loyalties lie. Will you do it?
I'll think about it.
Don't expect this offer to last. If my prince hears you swore allegiance to his enemy, he won't be so friendly next time. I will be here if you change your mind.
What's up? I really don't like this system they have. Calls want to help Prince Balin. Comments by Laura Hemley. Rika.
Why didn't you tell Vartag you'd help him? Everything he said sounded reasonable. You stop Harrowmont from swindling those Deshers, and in return, you meet the prince.
How is it? Tell me about little Indrin.
Finally you ask. He's beautiful, with the biggest brown eyes, and so smart. He already knows who his father is. I'm sure his first word will be Prince. But you're giving me that look. I can take a hint. Finish your business and we can talk later.
You know anything about Lady Dace?
Not a lot. She's supposed to be very practical. She doesn't care about larger issues, only how her own house is affected. Vartag speaks favorably of her dedication.
Is there anything I should know about Laura Hemley?
His mother is getting on in years and gave up her assembly seat to him. Many of the nobles think he's a disappointment. He actually thinks the lower classes are people. I could almost like him if he wasn't such a vocal supporter for Harrowmont.
How is Vartag related
He
to
isn't,
Balin?
but Gavorn is a very minor house and Balin has always favored them. Vartag's son was fostered with Iduken, which was a great honor. Balin promised that when little Indrin is 12, he'll spend a year there in exchange. Only if it's to tell Vartag you'll help him. Otherwise, I'll keep you here all day.
Dulin.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I'd like to speak to Lord Harrowmont.
In an ordinary time, Lord Harrowmont would be honored to meet you. Unfortunately, we've already caught more than one of Balin's spies approaching Harrowmont under a pretense of friendship. So I'm afraid I won't be able to take your word. If you want to speak to Harrowmont, you will need to prove he can trust you.
Stop playing games. It compelled you to help.
Asking the King of Orzammar to send armies to the surface, but Orzammar has no king and we have no army. Right now, the men who should be fighting Darkspawn are brawling in the street. If this situation is not resolved, we face civil war. If you want Lord Harrowmont's time now, you'll have to prove you have no intention of turning against him later.
So you would make the whole world wait?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrowmont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
You want me to find out why your fighters dropped out?
That would be enlightening. Though I hope you won't pry too deeply into things they don't wish revealed. If you wish to show your loyalty, enter the proving as his lordship's champion. With your order's reputation, I've no doubt the ancestors would favor your arm. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I don't want to start picking sides.
But I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Lord Harrowmont cannot risk his life working with someone of unproven loyalties. If you change your mind, let me know. The proving is this afternoon, and Lord Harrowmont could certainly use you on his side.
Oh boy. Prove yourself as actually the show Lord. Do we have the notes actually? Part of the assembly. That's where we need to go. The assembly doors were stuck.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
I do.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough! The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
We have a lot going on. Assembly steward.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the assembly of the clans. Only Deshers and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
You don't recognize the Grey Warden?
Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the gate guard. Welcome back to Orzammar, Warden. A great deal has changed in recent days. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
So who has thought the, is there any way I can break this stalemate?
I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrowmont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. Dulin Verender, Harrowmont's man, can be found at the Harrowmont estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince Balin's second, is often here in the assembly. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
I wish so too.
Warden, I'm afraid the assembly is still locked in debate. What can I do for you?
Who is on the assembly?
Only members of the noblest houses are eligible. Those who claim a Desher, General, or Paragon among their ancestors. As steward, I am a non-voting member. I'm not permitted to voice opinions about the vote, although I am forming some about our members.
Oh, can you tell us? Crap. How's it looking?
At this point, they're stone for stone. I wouldn't put any coin on the outcome. It's still up in the air, though. One big surprise, and it could go either way.
Okay. Alrighty, so we can't do that yet. I want to find out. Do you not have anything else to
Why didn't
say?
you tell Vartag you'd help him? Everything he said sounded reasonable. You stop Harrowmont from swindling those Deshers, and in return, only if it's to tell.
Alrighty.
Let's get started.
Let's look around. Did we not get the... Guess not. Technically, he's our brother.
Such big
well,
houses they
he's
have.
a concubine though. Royal Palace?
News of the hour. Does Lord Harrowmont think that Orzammar can hold off the dwarves forever? The Assembly demands an answer. Sorry, can't talk. The Crier's work is never done.
House Ottokin, Shield of the Orzammar. The Assembly has never named a paragon with so little disagreement as there was for Paragon Ottokin. No naysayers, only a single abstention. His worthiness was unquestionable, his favor within the ancestors clear. But family rumor says that the man himself was deeply troubled, prone to fits of melancholy and self-doubt. Never satisfied with his greatest achievement in protecting Orzammar, he died cursing that he had not managed to save the outlying things. Before he rose to Paragon, he was of little note. The memories tell us that he never entered a single proving, never sought to elate his place among the warrior caste. He spent most of his years prior to the First Blight fighting skirmishes in the deep roads, keeping them free from surface bandits, content to live quietly with his wife and daughters. When the Blight began, it caught Orzammar in the midst of a vicious inter-house war. Most of the warrior caste was caught up in the feuding. For its word of attacks poured in, each great house demanded that the army be sent to defend their thage, and no house would agree to sacrifice their own holdings for the safety of any others. The assembly was so utterly tied up with their infighting that the darkspawn spread unchecked to the gates of Orzammar herself. In the chaos, Ottokin grudgingly took command of the armies. He enlisted the aid of the mining caste to collapse underrun passages, caught upon the smith caste to supply them with arms, and bypassed the assembly and the nobles entirely. With his leadership, Orzammar was saved from annihilation. For his insubordination, he was made paragon, yet he always considered it a defeat. From A History of Ottokin, Paragon, King Peacemaker by scholar Gertek.
I hope you'll support Lord Harrowmont.
Oh, that's Lady Lace. Dace.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
News of the hour. Lord Balin
Diamond Mall.
that will offend the ancient paragons. Have our traditions no value?
Oh, this is grand. The noble houses do love their luxuries, don't they?
Adal
You have come
Hemley.
at a difficult time.
Oh, you're the two people.
Orzammar is ailing and want of
Commons. Council writ. On Dwarven propriety. The key to the city. While your concerns have merit, the Assembly has made itself clear. Space within the Thage is at a premium. but the intended function of the hall merits the additional resources committed. The statues of the paragons must be the core of the Hall of Heroes. There is no other placement that so benefits dwarven interests. It is the first glimpse the serpent ambassadors have of Aasimar, an introduction not just of our living ancestors, but also to the stone from which we are born. They must see its shape before they can understand the complexity of its raw form. The hall must also serve a second purpose. As the last sight for departing brethren, those who choose to leave must do so with the heavy gaze of the ancestors at their backs. We've read this. It is a reminder of duty and of consequences. We must promote all manner of trade, but also reinforce that those who leave for too long will return as strangers to the stone. It is agreed that no rules of procedure were explicitly broken, but a 5-day filibuster is nonetheless worthy of censure. The vision of House Garrasmont property was deliberated for a full session, and forfeiture of the southern estate seems a necessity, since the birth of young Cade necessitates his elevation to normal status, and it is unthinkable for a noble family to live in the slums. It is the responsibility of the father to accommodate the placement of his family. It is not possible to simply generate new space in the Diamond Quarter without compromising Dace's structural integrity. Lord Dace's comment that if Lord Garrasmont didn't want a new heir, he shouldn't have slummed for a concubine was indeed inappropriate, but the proper procedure for resolution through proving was followed. Both parties agreed to accept his retraction, and the matter is considered separate and closed. The decision of the Assembly regarding the placement of the Dunecoat clan stands. From a writ of the Assembly Zoning Council regarding the placement of the Dunecoat clan. Let's go to the comments. We know where you are. What about this? See if we can go in the estate. It is all. Where's the scroll? From Adrian Odekin. My Lord Harrimont, my guilt weighs heavily on me, and I know now that I was a fool. Only a fool would cut all his own heart and burn it for the sake of appearances. I allowed the Assembly to send my child to exile and death because I feared an inquiry into his trans murder would taint our home with scandal. You have been my rock and my shield those long months, and for that I thank you, but I must also ask for one more thing. I wish to discover if my child survived. Even the smallest trace will set my mind at ease. Send your men and scouts anyone who would go. Balin thinks I am mad. He says if word spreads of my wish, our house will be undone. He doesn't know that Odekin is already lost. I destroyed us when I sacrificed what was most precious. Please, Pyro, help me. I come to you not as a king, but as a father. Aww. This has to have something good in it. Ooh, a clear ice. Look like nature, electricity, but the armor penetration is worth it. Wait, what was? And then
you must be under great strain with the blight upon the land. I will pray to the stone for you.
Greetings, Grey Warden.
just actually butler.
Welcome to Lord Haramont's estate.
Guard. Let me reload. Doolin.
Do you see how things lie, Warden? Lord Haramont cannot trust you unproven, but he welcomes a good faith gesture.
I still haven't decided if I want the help.
Do not tarry. The proving starts this afternoon.
No problem. Oh, what's the other way? Oh, that's probably gonna... That's gonna... It's a room full of people, no. Wouldn't make sense. We spoke to you.
Grey Warden arrives in Orzammar, most likely to pay respects to the rightful king, Prince Balin.
Balin should be here. I at least want to know what's going on. No. I don't know what that was. Are you serious?
Enemies approaching.
Random thieves? Alistair, you go down a lot. I get it. Come on.
Ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things.
That's it?
Thanks again, Warden.
Technically stolen, but gray silver bowl, a dagger, glass phylactery. Many of King Indrid's belongings have been rushed into storage, including trophies of his long reign. Among the boxes is a small glass phylactery. The area is unnaturally cold. Take it. Fractures. These things are so freaking annoying. Ugh. What's this again?
All right.
As you wish.
I don't know what Alice is doing, but come on.
Time for a little cleanup.
Already annoying. Oh yeah, you do have that. Let's instead.
Ready for action. On your guard.
That was a huge hit.
Yet?
Wow. First rejuvenation. But we actually need regeneration, don't we?
They'll never know.
Shit, I feel like this is something you need right now. Not to taunt, not to threaten. Could do that, Stoneheart. Mellow. Aura. No. Crap.
Fear is your weakness. I must.
Not you. Offense. Oh, that's regeneration. Ooh.
They'll never know what's
What is this? Weakness. Well, let's just turn that on at this point. I don't know who to give that to right now. Will I move though?
Let's make this quick.
Come on. I don't want to use that.
Right.
Where is it? Oh, what's this up? Regen. Doesn't technically last long. Ooh. Everybody.
Or do you actually think you have a chance?
We have to keep him up. Oh, we've been paralyzing him. That works out. Alright. Ugh. Son of a gun. This one does.
Come with you now.
Have to. In the meantime. Oh crap. Are you still attacked? Oh, you haven't done it yet. Oh, that's not good. Generation. Is it up?
Kill it. Down.
Let's see. Perfect. Bless her.
Where now?
So perfect. Turn it off. And just attack. We're at the final stretch.
Where next?
Come on. Oh crap. Rejuvenate. There we go. Whew. Worth it. Scrape scrap of paper. No idea which one. Wasn't that one? Oh, this one. Second corpse walker. Because we didn't do a daughter. Cast from your host. May you find no purchase on mortal ground, bind by your true name, all we are sworn to do. Nethimus beguiled, revenant of perversions of a fine daughter. No more will you test the veil, nor reach nor wish the fate to escape. Address they hold you, demon, and bind your rage for eternity.